संसार दावान ललीडलोक त्रणाय कारुण्य घनाघनत्वम् प्राप्तस्य कल्याणगुणार्णवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द महाप्रभो कीर्तन नित्यगीता वादित्रमाद्यान् मनसोरसेन रोमाञ्चकम्पा श्रुतरङ्गबाजो वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द श्रीविग्रहाराधननित्यनाना शृङ्गारतन्मन्दिरमार्जनादो युक्तस्य भक्तां च नियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द चतुर्विधा श्रीभगवत्प्रसाद स्वाद्वन्नतृप्तान् हरिभक्तसङ्गान् कृत्वैव तृप्तिं भजता सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपार माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना प्रतीक्षणा स्वादनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द निकुञ्जयूनो रतिकेलिसीदे यायालिभिर्योक्तिरपेक्षणीया तत्रातिदक्षा ततिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द साक्षादरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रैरुक्तस्तथा भाव्यत एव सद्भिः किन्तु प्रभोरया प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द यस्य प्रसादाद् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि ध्यायस्तु वास्तस्य यशास्त्रिसन्ध्या वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद संसार दावान ललीडलोक त्राणाय कारुण्य घनाघनत्वम् प्राप्तस्य कल्याणगुणार्णवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द महाप्रभो कीर्तन नित्यगीता वादित्रमाद्यान् मनसोरसेन रोमाञ्चकम्पा श्रुतरङ्गबाजो वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द श्रीविग्रहाराधननित्यनाना भारतान्मन्दिरमार्जनादो युक्तस्य भक्तां च नियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द चतुर्विधा श्रीभगवत्प्रसाद स्वाध्वन्नतृप्तान् हरिभक्तसङ्गा कृत्वैव तृप्तिं भजता सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपार माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना प्रतीक्षणा स्वादनलोलुपश वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द निकुञ्जयुनोरतिकेलिसिद्धे यायालिभिर्युक्तिरपेक्षणीया तत्रातिदाक्ष्यात् अतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द साक्षादरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे तथा भावितेव सद्भिः किन्तु प्रभोरया प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि ध्यायस्तु वास्तस्य यशस्त्रिसन्ध्या वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद नमो विष्णुपदाय
7:30 8 o'clock
नमो नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लादलाददायिने हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कनखालये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहि नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहामदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव कर कमलवरे नखा अद्भुत श्रृंगा दलिता हिरण्यकश्यपु तनुभृंगा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे। भक्ति विघ्न विनाशक श्री श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः। राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो यही अभिलाषी नमो नमः। ये तुम्हारा शरण लाय तार वांछा पूर्ण होय, कृपा करी कर तारे वृंदावन वासी। मोर ये अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास, नयने रिव सदा युगल रूपराशि। ये निवेदन धर सखीरनुगत कर, सेवाधिकार दी कर निज दासी। दीन कृष्ण दास कहिए न मोर है, श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी। श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी। तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः। तुलसी महारानी की जय। यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे। यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे। यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। तुलसी महारानी की जय। वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय।
श्री नित्यानंद चरितमृत श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर। Chapter 1. The birth and childhood activities of Lord Nityananda. All glories to Shri Krishna Chaitanya, the ocean of mercy. All glories to Lord Nityananda, the friend of the fallen soul. All glories to Shri Advaita Acharya, whose life and soul are Shri Chaitanya and Shri Nityananda. All glories to Srivas and Gadadhar Prabhus. All glories to Shri Vishwambhara, the beloved son of Jagannath and Sachi. All glories to all the devotees and associates of the Lord. There is a village called Ek Chakra in Radhadesh in West Bengal where the Supreme Lord Nityananda appeared. From the day of his appearance, the whole of Radhadesh became all auspicious. Famine, poverty, and other distresses at once disappeared. A short distance from Ek Chakra, the deity of Moreshwara is located. Lord Nityananda, who is non-different from Lord Balaram, had worshipped this deity. In the village of Ek Chakra lived Hadai Pandita. He was a qualified Brahmana, very detached and full of compassion. His wife's name was Padmavati, who was very chaste woman and exalted devotee. She was the mother of the universe. Both Hadai Pandit and Padmavati Devi were very magnanimous. Lord Nityananda appeared in their family out of his own sweet will. On the auspicious 13th day of the waxing On the auspicious 30th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magh, January-February, Lord Nityananda made his appearance. He was the eldest among the son of Hadai Pandit. Seeing his all auspicious characteristics, everyone's eyes filled with joy. In due course of time, Lord Nityananda grew. Due to the influence of his illusory energy, however, no one could recognize him. He concealed his real identity and happily played with his boyhood friends. Whatever pastime he enjoyed with his childhood friends were related to the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Once, he and his friends formed an assembly of demigods, and one of them acted as Mother Earth, praying for their mercy. The demigods then led Mother Earth to the river bank, where all the children began offering prayers. One boy, hiding from the rest, loudly declared, "I will take the birth in Madhura, Gokul." One night, the Lord and his associate enacted the marriage of Vasudev and Devaki. Another night, while everyone else was asleep, they made a jail cell and enacted the birth of Lord Krishna. They made a place represent Gokul. Taking baby Krishna there, he was exchanged with Mahamaya, thus tricking Kansa. Another time they dressed someone as Putana, someone climbed on her chest to suck her breast. One day, Lord Nityananda and his friend make a shakata, a handcart out of reed, and then broke it. Another day, the Lord and his associate stole from the houses of neighboring cowherd men. The boys never left Nityananda to go home, but sported with him day and night. The children's parents never complained, rather, they affectionately embraced Nityananda. They said, "We have never seen such a transcendental sport. How does this child know so many Krishna's pastime?" One day the Lord made snake out of leaves and took his friends to the water. One of them jumped into the water and did not move. Later, the Lord brought him back to consciousness. Another day, the Lord and his friends went to Talvan, where they killed Dhenukasura and then ate tal fruit. Lord Nityananda and his childhood friend went to the fields and enjoyed various pastimes such as killing of Bakasura, Aghasura and Vatsasura. In the afternoon, the Lord and his friends returned home, blowing their buffalo horns. One day, they enjoyed the pastime of lifting Govardhan Hill, and another day, they created a Vrindavan, where they enjoyed various sports. Once they enacted Krishna's pastimes of stealing the gopis' clothes, and another day they enacted his meeting with wives of Brahmana performing sacrifices. On one occasion, a boy dressed up with a false beard as Narada and gave Kansa some secret news. Another day, a boy dressed as Akrura and took Krishna and Balram to Kansa's capital. As Lord Nityananda cried in the mood of the gopis, it seems to his friends that a river flowed from his eyes. By the influence of Lord Vishnu's illusory energy, no one could recognize Lord Nityananda as he enjoyed pastimes with his friends. The children arranged a city of Mathura and then wandered through its streets. Someone played the role of gardener while another accepted a flower garland from him. Someone dressed as Kubja and someone else accepted sandalwood paste from her. They made a large bow and shouted with joy when it was broken. They also enacted the pastime of killing the elephant, Kuvalyapida, and wrestlers, Charnuk and Mustika. Thereafter, the Lord chastised Kansa by grabbing him by his hair and throwing him upon the ground. After killing Kansa, the Lord danced with his friends in such a way that everyone watching him began to laugh. In this way, Lord Nityananda and his associates imitated the pastimes of various incarnations. One day, Lord Nityananda, dressed as Vamana, and went to cheat Bali Maharaj out of his kingdom, which covered the three worlds. Someone played an aged Sukracharya forbade Bali to give the three steps of land requested by Lord Vamana. Accepting the gift, the Lord placed his last step on Bali's head. One day, Lord Nityananda enacted the pastime of building a bridge across the ocean with the boys playing the role of monkeys. They cut castor plants and made a bridge across the water. Then all the boys shouted, Jai Raghunath. Nityananda Prabhu, taking the role of Lakshmana with a bow in his hand, went to went in anger to rebuke Sugriva. He said, O king of monkey, my lord is in distress. Come quickly or I will kill you. How can you sit here enjoyed with women while Lord Ramchandra is lamenting on Malyavan mountain? Another day, Lord Nityananda spoke in anger to Parshuram. O Brahmana, I am not at fault. Leave here at once. Lord Nityananda was thus absorbed in the mood of Lakshmana. The boys, unable to understand this, thought it was just a game. Another time, the boys took the role of five monkey and the Lord took the role of Lakshmana. He said, Who are you monkeys wandering in the forest? I am the servant of Lord Ramchandra. Please tell me, who are you? The boys replied, We are wandering in the fear of Bali. Please take us to Lord Ramchandra. We wish to take the dust of his lotus feet. Nityananda, in the role of Lakshmana, embraced them and led them to Lord Ramchandra, where they all fell at his lotus feet. Once, the Lord enacted the pastime of killing Indrajit, the son of Ravana. Another day, in the mood of Lakshman, he accepted defeat. They brought someone in the role of Vibhishan before Lord Ramchandra and Lord Ram crowned him as the king of Lanka. One boy said, I am mighty Ravan. Now I will release the Shakti Shila weapon. Stop it if you can, Lakshman. Saying this, the boy threw a lotus flower at Lord Nityananda, who is in the mood of Lakshmana, fell to the ground. After he fell unconscious, all the boys tried in vain to revive him. When they found no symptom of life in the body of Lord Nityananda, they all held their heads and cried. The Lord's father and mother came running there and saw their son without a sign of life. They too fell senseless to the ground. Everyone who saw this tragedy was struck with wonder. As the boys described the entire incident, one person said, I know why he is unconscious. There is a boy who is dressed as Hanuman. If he gives Nityananda medicine, then he will be cured. Before the play, the Lord had instructed his friends, When I fall unconscious, you all surround me and cry. After a while, send Hanuman for some medicine. I will be revived when he put the medicine to my nose. The Lord The Lord fell unconscious by his own sweet will, but this bewildered all the boys. Since everyone there was confused, they forgot the Lord's instruction. The, the Lord fell unconscious by his own sweet will, but this bewildered all the boys. Since everyone there was confused, they forgot the Lord's instruction. They simply cried loudly, "Oh brother, please get up." Hearing the people's comment, the boy remembered Lord Nityananda's order, and the boy dressed as Hanuman immediately went for the medicine. Another boy who was dressed as renunciate welcomed Hanuman with fruits and roots. He said to Hanuman, "My dear sir, please stay and grace my ashram. It's a wonderful fortune to meet such a person as you." "I must go and complete my important mission," Hanuman replied. "I would like to stay, but I cannot delay. You must have heard that Lakshman, the younger brother of Lord Ramchandra, is unconscious from the Shakti Shila weapon of Ravana. I am on my way to Gandhamadhan hill to bring medicine. Only then he will survive." The renunciate then said, "If you must go, first take a bath and have something to eat." The two boys repeated whatever Lord Nityananda had instructed them. Everyone gazed at them in astonishment as they listened to their dialogue. On the request of renunciate, Hanuman went to take a bath in the lake where another boy grabbed hold of his feet. The boy playing a crocodile tried to pull Hanuman into the water, but Hanuman pulled the boy onto the shore. After a short fight, Hanuman defeated the crocodile. On returning to the renunciate ashram, Hanuman saw a mighty warrior. A boy dressed as Rakshasa tried to swallow Hanuman. He challenged, "You defeat the crocodile, but how will you defeat me? I will eat you." "Then how will you revive Lakshmana?" Hanuman replied, "Your Ravana's dog? I think him I think him most insignificant. Get out of my way." After first exchanging some harsh words, Hanuman and the Rakshas began pulling each other's hairs. Finally, they began striking each other with their fists. After swiftly defeating the demon, Hanuman went to Gandhamadana hill. There he found with some boys dressed as Gandharva. After defeating the Gandharva, Hanuman took Gandhamadhan hill on his head to Lanka. Another boy playing a doctor meditated on Lord Ram as he held the medicine to Lakshman's nose. At that very moment, Lord Nityananda came to his senses. His parents and others smiled in relief. Hadai Pandit embraced his son, and all the boys were overjoyed. Everyone asked, "Dear son, where have you learned all these plays?" "These are all my pastimes," the Lord smilingly said. In his early childhood, the Lord was most attractive. No one wanted him to leave his lap. Everyone had more affection for Lord Nityananda than for his own son, but none could recognize him due to the influence of Lord Vishnu's illusory energy. In his childhood, Lord Nityananda had no other happiness than enjoying the pastimes of Lord Krishna. All his friends left their parents to constantly sport in the company of the Lord. I offer repeated obeisances at the feet of those boys who enjoyed the association of Lord Nityananda. From his childhood, Lord Nityananda had no interest other than enacting the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Who can describe the pastimes of Lord Ananta? They are only manifest to one who has received his mercy. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Chapter 2, Lord Nityananda's traveling to the holy places. Lord Nityananda enjoyed his pastimes at the house of Hadai Pandita for some time. Then he decided to leave home. However, From the fear of separation, his mother and father were unable to allow him to leave. If his mother Padmavati did not see him for a moment, she felt this as more than a yuga. His father felt the same. Fearful of his leaving, Hadai Pandit never went anywhere. Whether he went to the field for farming, or to the temple, or to the market, or anywhere else, Hadai Pandit repeatedly looked back at Lord Nityananda so that he might not leave home. Hadai Pandit embraced Lord Nityananda again and again, and the Lord's butter soft body merged in his father's. Hadai went everywhere with Lord Nityananda. Hadai Pandit's life and soul was Lord Nityananda, and Lord Nityananda's body was Hadai Pandit's. Lord Nityananda is the indwelling super soul of everyone. Knowing all this, he tried to give pleasure to his father. One day, by providence, a very attractive sannyasi came to Hadai Pandit's house. Knowing the etiquette of receiving guests, Hadai Pandit welcomed the sannyasi and happily fed him. Lord Nityananda and his father spent the whole night discussing topics of Lord Krishna with the sannyasi. In the early morning, the sannyasi was about to leave. He then spoke to Hadai Pandit. I would like to request something from you. Please tell me, what is that, your desire? Replied Hadai Pandit. I wish to travel to holy places, the sannyasi said, but I don't have a good Brahman companion. Will you give me your elder son for a few days? I will take good care of him, treating him as being dearer than my own life. At the same time, he will be able to visit all the holy places. Hearing the words of sannyasi, pure-hearted Hadai Pandit felt intense distress. He thought, this sannyasi has begged for my very life. At the same time, if I refuse this request, I will be ruined. It is well known fact that in the past many pious men became glorious by offering their lives to satisfy mendicant sannyasi. Lord Ramchandra was the life and soul of King Dashratha. The holy sage Vishwamitra asked Dashratha to give him his son. The Puranas say that although King Dashratha was unable to live without Lord Ramchandra, he still offered him to the sage. Today, the same thing has happened to me. O Krishna, Today, the same thing has happened to me. O Krishna, please protect me from this dilemma. The same situation is here. So why should I not have the same mind as Dashratha? Lakshman has now appeared in my family as Nityananda. Thinking like this, the Brahmana Hadai Pandit went before his wife and explained the situation to her in detail. Hearing the dilemma from her husband, the chaste Padmavati, the mother of the universe, said, my lord, do what you think is best. This is my opinion. Hadai Pandit then came before the sannyasi and with his head bent down offered him his son. Taking Nityananda with him, the sannyasi departed. In this way, Lord Nityananda left home. As soon as Lord Nityananda left home, Hadai Pandit fell senseless to the ground. Who can describe the lamentation and crying of Hadai Pandit? Even wood and stone melted hearing his lamentation. Hadai became stunned due to his absorption in devotional mellows, and people began to say that he had become a madman. He did not eat any grain for 3 months. He survived only by the mercy of Lord Krishna. It is natural that due to attachment, both the It is natural that due to attachment, both the Lord and his servant are unable to leave one another. This is inconceivable nature of the Lord and the Vaishnav. Lord Kapila manifested indifference and left his widowed mother Devahuti. Sukdev Goswami left his Vaishnav father Srila Vyasadeva Without even looking back, Lord Chaitanya, the crest jewel among the sannyasi, left home, leaving his mother Sachi Devi alone. From spiritual point of view, such living is never actually living. Some intelligent person will understand this. All these pastimes are performed for the deliverance of the fallen soul. Hearing of such pastime melts even stones. If even a Muslim hears such pastime as the lamentation of Lord Ramchandra when he lost Sita, he will certainly cry. Lord Nityananda Prabhu left home, wandering to the holy places by his own sweet will and ecstasy. The Lord first went to Vakreshwara and then he went alone to Vaidyanath. From Vaidyanath, he went to Gaya and then to Kashi, the abode of Lord Shiva, where the Ganges flows toward the north. Lord Nityananda was extremely pleased to see the Ganges. He took, he took bath and drank some water, yet this could not relieve his grief. In the month of Magh, January, the Lord took early morning bath at Prayag. Then he went to Mathura, his former birthplace. Lord Nityananda sported in the water of river Yamuna at Vishram Ghat. Then he went with great curiosity to see Govardhan Hill. He visited each of the 12 forests, beginning with Vrindavan. When he saw the house and courtyard of Nanda Maharaj at Gokul, he sat down and cried profusely. After offering his obeisances to Madan Mohan, Lord Nityananda left for Hastinapur, the abode of Pandavas. Seeing the Pandavs' home, he began to cry. The local people, due to lack of devotion, were unable to understand the Lord's sentiments. Remembering Lord Balaram's glorious activities in the Hastinapur, he called out, "O Haldhara, please save me," and then offered obeisances. Nityananda Prabhu then went to Dwarka, where he joyfully took bath in the ocean. He next went to Siddhapur, the place of Lord Kapila. Then he went to Matsya Tirth, where he served prasad at the festival. He then visited Shiv Kanchi and neighboring Vishnu Kanchi. He smiled when he saw the flowers of Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva quarreling with each other. He also visited Kurukshetra, Prithudhak, Bindu Sarovar, Prabhash, and Sudarshan Tirtha. He then visited the exalted holy place called Tirth Kupa. He went to Vilas, Brahma Tirtha, and Chakra Tirtha. The Lord visited Prati Shrota, where the Saraswati river flows in the opposite direction. The most magnanimous Lord Nityananda then went to Naimisharanya. He next visited the holy city of Ayodhya, where he cried upon seeing the birthplace of Lord Rama. From Ayodhya, he proceeded to Chandal, Chandal Guhaka's kingdom, where he fell unconscious. By remembering the activities of Chandal Guhak, Lord Nityananda remained in an ecstatic trance for 3 days. Seeing the forest where Lord Ramchandra had resided, he rolled on the ground in separation. He then went to both the Saryu and Kaushiki river and took bath. He saw the ashram of Pulatsa Rishi and next took bath in the Gomati, Gandaki and Sona river. He also climbed to the top of Mandara mountain. There he offered obeisances to Lord Parshuram. He then visited Haridwar, the source of Ganga. The Lord took bath in Pampa, Bhimrathi, Venva, and Vipash river. After seeing Kartikeya at Madurai, the most intelligent Lord Nityananda went to Sri Shaila, the abode of Shiva and Parvati. Shiv and Parvati lived on this mountain in the form of Brahmana couple. When the Lord Nityananda arrived there, Shiva and Parvati understood that their most worshipable Lord was wandering on pilgrimage as a mendicant. Most satisfied to receive such a guest, Parvati happily cooked for the Lord. They fed the Lord with loving affection, and Lord Nityananda smiled and offered them his respect. Only Lord Krishna knows about their confidential discussion. Lord Nityananda Lord Nityananda then continued his journey going to Dravida Desh. The Lord visited Venkatanatha, Kamkoshtipuri, Kanchi, and the river Kaveri. There the Lord visited the sacred place of Sri Rangama. Then he went to Harishetra, Rishabh Mountain, Madurai, and Kritmala and Uttar Yamuna River. He visited the ashram of Agastya Rishi in the Malaya Hill. The residents there were all jubilant to see the Lord. The Lord stayed as a guest in their ashram and then departed in deep ecstasy for Badrika ashram. The Lord Nityananda stayed in seclusion for some days at the ashram of Nar Narayan Rishi. He went to the ashram of Srila Vyasadeva, who recognized that he was Lord Balaram. Srila Vyasadeva personally received Lord Nityananda as a guest, and Lord offered his obeisances to him. The Lord then visited the Buddhist monastery where he found the residents all sitting together. The Lord asked a question, but no one replied. Becoming angry with them, the Lord kicked them with his head. They all simply smiled and ran away. Lord Nityananda thus fearlessly continued his travel through the forest. He eventually arrived at Kanyakumari. After seeing goddess Durga there, he went to see the southern ocean. He then went to Anantapura, and therefore he went to Panch Panchpashara Kunda. He next visited the temple of Lord Shiva known as Gokarna. He visited Kerala and the various places in Trigatra. He he also visited goddess Parvati, who dwells on an island near Gokarna. The Lord then visited the Nirvidya, Poyashni, and Tapi river. He went to the city of Mahishmati on the bank of Reva river and saw Mala Tirtha. The Lord then passed through the holy district of Shuparaka on his way to the west. In ecstasy, Lord Nityananda traveled in this way without fear of anyone. He had no control over his body due to ecstatic love of Krishna. Sometimes he cried and sometimes he laughed. Who could understand his ecstatic mood? Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das Thakur, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Chapter 3, Lord Nityananda's meeting with Sripad Madhavendra Puri. As Lord Nityananda travelled by the will of Providence, he met Sri Madhavendra Puri. The body of Sri Madhavendra Puri was imbued with ecstatic love of God, and his followers shared the same sentiments. He did not relish anything other than loving sentiment of Lord Krishna, who enjoyed performing pastimes in the body of Madhavendra Puri. What can I say about the devotion of he who was the spiritual master of Sri Advaita Acharya? Seeing Madhavendra Puri, Nityananda Prabhu at once fell unconscious unto the ground, stunned in ecstatic prema. Seeing Lord Nityananda, Seeing Madhavendra Puri, Lord Nityananda Prabhu at once fell unconscious unto the ground, stunned in ecstatic prema. Seeing Lord Nityananda, Madhavendra Puri forgot himself and also fell unconscious. Sri Gaurachandra repeatedly said that Sri Madhavendra Puri is the original root of worship in ecstatic love. After both Lord Nityananda and Madhavendra Puri swooned, the disciple headed by Ishwar Puri began to cry. Recovering after some time, Lord Nityananda and Madhavendra Puri embraced each other and cried. Overwhelmed by ecstatic love for Krishna, they rolled on the sand and cried out loudly. The tears of love flowed from their eyes like rain soaked Mother Earth, making her feel gratified. Shivering, shedding of tears, and the hair of their bodies standing on end, as well as other ecstatic symptoms, manifested themselves one after another endlessly. This ecstasy was caused by Lord Krishna personally residing in their bodies. Lord Nityananda said, Lord Nityananda said, the result of visiting all the holy places of pilgrimage have now borne fruit. Today, I have seen the lotus feet of Madhavendra Puri. Seeing his ecstatic love of God, my life has become successful. Shri Madhavendra Puri embraced Nityananda Prabhu but was unable to reply because his throat was choked up due to ecstatic love. Madhavendra Puri was so pleased that he was unable to release Nityananda Prabhu from his embrace. Ishwar Puri, Brahmananda Puri, and all the other disciples of Madhavendra Puri felt intense attachment for Nityananda Prabhu. They had met many sadhus, but never before they had seen such symptoms of prema. Feeling distress at the thought of mixing with materialistic people, they had wandered in the forest, but now, after meeting Lord Nityananda, their distress was relieved and their Krishna prem was aroused. Nityananda Prabhu travelled for some time with Madhavendra Puri, relishing Krishna Katha. The qualities of Madhavendra Puri were most wonderful. He would soon, just by seeing the dark cloud, out of love for Krishna, he laughed and cried throughout the day and night, shouting, "Hi, hi," like a drunk man. Lord Nityananda was intensely absorbed in his loving sentiments for Govinda. He laughed loudly, swaying to and fro. Madhavendra Puri's disciples constantly chanted the holy name of Lord Hari, seeing the extraordinary symptoms of love manifested by Lord Nityananda and Madhavendra Puri. The the two forgot whether it was a day or night in their absorption of ecstatic love of Krishna. Although remaining together for a number of days, Nityananda Prabhu and Madhavendra Puri felt that period to be hardly a moment. Who knows all that took place between the Lord and Madhavendra Puri? Only Krishna knows. Unable to give up company of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Madhavendra Puri constantly remained with him. Madhavendra Puri said, I have never seen such ecstatic love. Wherever there is such a prem is my favorite holy place. I know Krishna has given me his mercy because he has given me such a friend as Nityananda. Wherever one finds Nityananda's company is the most sacred and transcendental place. That devotee who hears the name of Nityananda will certainly attain the lotus feet of Krishna Chandra. If one has the slightest envy for Nityananda, Krishna never favors him even if he is a devotee. Madhavendra Puri exhibited great affection for Lord Nityananda throughout the day and night with his speech and deeds. Nityananda Prabhu considered Madhavendra Puri to be nothing other than his guru. These two vastly learned personalities did not know whether it was a day or night due to their ecstatic love for Krishna. After staying together for some days, Nityananda Prabhu left for Setu Bandha, Rameshwaram, and Madhavendra Puri went to see the Sarayu river. In their absorption for love of Krishna, both Nityananda Prabhu and Madhavendra Puri forgot their bodies. Feelings of separation for the Lord maintained a devotee's life. Otherwise, how could one tolerate such intense feelings? Whoever hears about the meeting of Lord Nityananda and Madhavendra Puri will certainly achieve the wealth of love for Krishna. After travelling in an ecstatic mood for some day, Lord Nityananda arrived at Setu Bandh. After taking bath at Dhanush Tirtha, he went to see Lord Rameshwara. Lord Nityananda next went to Vijayanagar. He visited Mayapuri, Avanti, and Godavari river, and then went to the abode of Jigada Nrsimha. He visited Tirumala, and Kuruma Kshetra, and eventually arrived at Jagannath Puri to see Lord Jagannatha, the Lord of Nilachala. As he approached Sri Nilachala, Lord Nityananda fell unconscious after seeing the flag atop the temple. He saw Lord Jagannath as the source of Chatur Vyuha, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyuman and Aniruddha. Immediately upon seeing Lord Jagannath, Lord Nityananda fell into the trance of ecstatic love so that his hair stood on end. When he recovered his senses, he fell to the floor. Ecstatic symptom of love of Krishna such as shivering of the body, perspiration, crying, swooning and loudly roaring manifest in his body. After remaining at Nilachal for some time, Nityananda Prabhu departed in great jubilation to Ganga Sagar. Who can describe the Lord's pilgrimage? I have only written briefly about it by His mercy. After visiting many holy places, Nityananda Prabhu returned to Mathura. He remained in Vrindavan, being so absorbed in thought of Krishna that he was unable to tell whether it was a day or night. He did not eat, but occasionally drank some milk if someone offered to him. Nityananda Prabhu knew very well that Lord Gaurang Chandra was residing in Navadvipa. He thought to himself, I will go and serve Lord Gauranga when he manifests his opulence. Nityananda Prabhu therefore did not go to Navadvipa immediately but remained at Mathura. He regularly enjoyed sporting in the water of Yamuna and Nityananda Prabhu therefore did not go to Navadvipa immediately but remained at Mathura. He regularly enjoyed sporting in the water of Yamuna and played with the children in Vrindavan. Although Lord Nityananda is omnipotent, he did not distribute devotional service to the Lord at that time. Yabe Gaura Chandra Prabhu Karibe Prakash Tare Sei Agyana Bhakti Danera Vilas. When Lord Gaur Chandra manifests his opulence, then I will begin to distribute bhakti to on his order. The devotees of Lord Chaitanya did not like to do anything without his order, but this did not diminish their glories in the least. Brahma, Ananta, Shiva, and other demigods create, maintain, and destroy by the order of Lord Chaitanya. Sinners who do not like to hear such things are not fit to be seen by a Vaishnava. Just see for yourself how Lord Nityananda Prabhu blessed the people of this universe with the treasure of prema. Nityananda Rai is the foremost devotee of Lord Chaitanya because the glories of Lord Chaitanya always dance on his tongue. Day and night, Lord Nityananda chants the glories of Lord Chaitanya. When one worships Lord Nityananda, he surely attains devotion for Lord Chaitanya. All glories to Nityananda Rai, the first manifestation of Lord Chaitanya. The glories of Lord Chaitanya became manifest only by the mercy of Lord Nityananda. One becomes attached to Lord Nityananda by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. One who knows Lord Nityananda never faces any adversities.
आ रहे हैं
All glories to Nityananda Rai, the first manifestation of Lord Chaitanya. The glories of Lord Nityananda became manifest only by the mercy of Lord Nityananda. One becomes attached to Lord Nityananda by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. One who knows Lord Nityananda never faces any adversities. Those who wish to cross the ocean of material existence and drown in the ocean of devotional service must worship Nitai Chan. Someone said, Nityananda is just like Balaram. Another person said, he is most dear to Lord Chaitanya. Someone may consider Lord Nityananda to be a sannyasi, someone may consider him a devotee, and someone may consider him a jnani. They may all say whatever they like. Even if Lord Nityananda were the most insignificant servant of Lord Chaitanya, I would still keep his lotus feet in my heart. Therefore, I kick the head of any sinner who disregards the glories of Lord Nityananda and dares to criticize him. If you find any follower of Lord Chaitanya apparently saying something bad about Lord Nityananda, you should know that what he said is actually glorification.
फोन में लगा दीजिए कृष्ण को।
Vaishnavas are always pure and full of knowledge. So, if there is ever any quarrel between them, know it simply to be part of their pastime. If a person takes the side of one Vaishnav and criticizes another, he will certainly be vanquished. Anyone, anyone who follows,
आ गए
आगे
anyone who follows Lord Nityananda without finding fault, बुलाएंगे।
भगवान कृष्ण गोस्वामी के नाम में सर्वपाद से सत्य प्रकाश होती है सत्यानंद विद्वान साधु भागवत और
आ रहे हैं
this one, good one. Who? No.
ये जो एक्सरसाइज करवाते हैं
Okay, 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 man. Okay. Welcome.
शाम का करते हैं
शाम का कैसे मैंने?
काम वाला
Okay, okay, we'll come. Okay, man. Okay.
आ गए उसको बुलाए फोन नहीं जी हाँ दे रहे दौड़ते
when will that day come when I will see Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda surrounded by their devotees? Let me serve Lord Gaurchandra under the instructions of Lord Nityananda, who is my favorable Lord in all respect. All glories to Supreme Lord Sri Gauranga. I beg for your mercy so that my mind may remain absorbed in the lotus feet of you both. Nityananda Rai is your greatest devotee. No one can attain him without your sanction. Lord Nityananda wandered about in the forest of Vrindavana until Lord Gaurchandra displayed his opulences. Whoever hears these descriptions of Lord Nityananda's visit to the holy places will certainly attain the treasure of divine prema. Accepting Sri Chaitanya. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Madhya Leela, Chapter 1. Lord Nityananda's meeting with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya and all glories to Nityananda. All glories to Sri Advaita Acharya and all glories to all the devotees of Sri Gaura. All glories to the Lord, who is the life and soul of Narahari and Gadadhar. O Lord, please glance mercifully upon me. All glories to Sri Gaurchandra along with his devotees. If one hears the topic of Lord Nityananda, he will certainly achieve pure devotional service. The topics of Madhya Khand are pure nectar. Hearing them destroys one's atheistic mentality. Please behold beautiful Lord Nityananda to your eyes' full satisfaction. He is personified love and affection for Lord Gauranga. Lord Nityananda's limbs are filled with transcendental mellow of Lord Gauranga.